Cats sleep more than 16 hours a day, and they spend more than half of their waking hours getting into mischief and causing trouble. But why, despite all this mischief, do these soft and adorable creatures capture our hearts? Today, we want to dive into the world of one of the most unique house cats, a cat full of adventure named Kayla. Let's see how an ordinary cat, with her strange and lovable behaviors, became the queen of the house. You should know that Kayla isn't just an ordinary cat who only eats and sleeps. She's got a unique personality, and her life is a mix of battles, comedy, a taste for luxury, and sweet dreams. Kayla always starts her mornings with a nutritious meal, every single day, at 8 in the morning and then again at 10. And she only eats salmon because she's really picky. Just kidding. She just likes and chooses expensive and luxurious things. But after breakfast, she goes to wake up her owner, Lynn, because she wants attention. Lynn says, "Ever since Kayla came into my life, my wake-up alarm has turned into a cat that loudly meows in my ear and walks all over my face and body." Kayla thinks she's descended from aristocratic Persian cats, but really, she's just an ordinary short-haired house cat. She starts her day by kneading the blanket or her stuffed toys, which is what they call making biscuits. Cat people probably already know that this particular term is commonly used when their beloved cats gently press their front paws in a soft, rhythmic, and comforting motion on something like a cozy pillow or a soft blanket. This is an instinctive behavior that has stayed with them since they were kittens nursing. Back then, they would press their paws against their mother's belly to get more milk. As adults, this behavior is a way of showing comfort, relaxation, and happiness. So when you see your cat sitting on your lap and making biscuits, know that they're really enjoying themselves. Let's get back to Kayla's story. It's 11 in the morning. After Kayla makes some French pastries and gets really tired from all that hard work, she finally winds down and falls asleep. When Lynn is making lunch, Kayla wakes up and starts wandering around the apartment. Let me tell you this. It doesn't matter how far your cat is or how far away from the kitchen they are. Just the sound of a can opening is enough for them to come running to see what's going on. But when she realizes it's not cat food, she gets really disappointed. At times like this, Lynn feels sorry for Kayla and brings her a few treats. And if she gives her a snack on top of that, she's totally won her over. This face you see is obsessed with food and will finish whatever you put in front of her in just a few seconds. One of Kayla's favorite things to do is to mess up and disrupt our daily human lives. For example, when Lynn is on a FaceTime video call with her mom, or even when she's just filming herself, Kayla loves to come and sit right in front of the camera. And most of the time, she sits in such a way that her back is completely to the camera. It's like, in a way, she wants to invade her personal space and, without caring about you or the camera, just show herself off to everyone. After that, she goes on to her skincare routine, which basically means cleaning and licking herself, totally natural and simple without using any chemicals. Then, since she loves causing trouble and making a scene, she decides to pick a fight, either with a person or even with a roll of toilet paper. And what's even stranger is that she wins the fight in both cases. Of course, Kayla is one of those cats who both starts and finishes the fight herself. If we try to scold her for attacking an innocent roll of toilet paper, she pauses for a moment, then jumps right back on it with full force and tears it to shreds. Cat owners know exactly what I'm talking about. Cats never feel ashamed of their naughty acts, mischief, or the messes they make. And then, when she gets tired of all her drama, Kayla goes and stretches out under the sunlight to take another nap. This is her second nap of the day, and honestly, when cats are asleep and not causing trouble, they really turn into adorable, lovable, and cuddly creatures. Unlike many other cats, Kayla is actually kind of social. She loves to constantly involve herself in whatever people and other creatures are doing. At first, you might think she's just a bit too curious and nosy, but then you realize she just wants to be part of the group. Of course, that's not exactly what comes to her owner's mind when Kayla sits right on her laptop in the middle of work and gets in the way. Lynn says she's found a solution for Kayla's mischief. She got her a soft, comfy, and lovable pillow to lounge on and eat biscuits like always, so Lynn can get on with her work. Because if it goes any other way, both of them end up in a situation neither of them likes. But jokes aside, Lynn really does enjoy having Kayla by her side. There's also something else that Kayla will never admit. Her love language is physical touch, but you have to know exactly where to pet her, because if you touch the wrong spot, she'll let you know with a swipe and a loud, complaining meow that she's had enough and didn't like it. She loves wrestling, and the armrest of the couch is her favorite, because that way she can sharpen her claws and keep them in top shape. Jokes aside, you'll never see Kayla with unkempt claws. That's why she's never tangled or matted, because not only is she a pro at grooming herself, but her owner also keeps her well-groomed by brushing her regularly. That's why Kayla is always a fluffy, neat, and beautiful cat. Lynn says sometimes she collects so much of her fur that she can make a little hat for her out of it. Of course, Kayla doesn't like this fur hat at all. But since she holds less of a grudge against Lynn than others, she tolerates this little hat too. With this hat on her head, Kayla becomes so cute that she melts anyone's heart. Then, with those innocent eyes and her deceiving appearance, she tricks everyone into thinking she hasn't eaten yet. So anyone who sees her gives her more food. And that's how Kayla ends up eating way too many snacks before dinner. She has an automatic feeder, and as soon as it's almost time, she goes and sits by her bowl, waiting. This way, Kayla has her own circadian rhythm, or actually a specific biological clock, because she knows exactly when she gets her food. Lynn says, when I'm getting ready to go to bed, I see that Kayla is already in bed before me. Kayla absolutely hates all the special cat beds her owner has bought for her, and insists on sleeping with Lynn. Lynn doesn't mind at all and isn't bothered by it, because Kayla is one of the sweetest and calmest things in the world. Now that we've truly heard Kayla's story, it's worth taking an expert look at why cats have these specific and fascinating behaviors. Some people believe that cats are spoiled and proud, which is why they're so fussy and demanding. But others say that cats' behavior is their own unique way of expressing their need for attention and connection. But personally, especially considering Kayla's story, I think cats are a perfect example that any creature, even an ordinary cat, can become the prince or princess of our lives with just a little love and attention. Now you tell me, what experiences have you had living with cats? If you or people around you have a cat, is your cat as mischievous as Kayla, or is it calm? Please tell me about their interesting behaviors and feel free to share your most amusing and funny stories in the comment section. But based on what we've seen in this video, we might conclude that cats never really do anything special except eat, sleep, and annoy humans. And of course, going to the bathroom, which, well, we didn't show that part. But despite all this, cats really are some of the best companions anyone could wish for. They're a mix of calm and excitement, mischief and affection. And that's exactly what gives our lives a special color and flavor. So if you've been hesitant about adopting a cat until now, I recommend you bring one of these little fur balls into your life and add a fresh splash of color to it. Of course, always remember that being able to provide the right and suitable conditions for a beloved cat is a top priority. This is because this is truly a two-way relationship, and the cat also needs to feel safe, secure, and comfortable